Okay, so this is going to be Henderson Brown. He's back in for the third time, and we're going to focus a little bit on his relationship with his namesake. All right, Henderson Brown, are you here? Just to make sure. Dad, are you here? Yes. Okay, great. Henderson Brown, can you place in my mind images or understandings about your relationship with Andrew Henderson? Can you tell me how old were you the last time you saw Henderson, Andrew Henderson? Go ahead and give me an age, please. How old were you the last time you saw Andrew Henderson? 1. Were you 19 years old the last time you saw Andrew Henderson? Can you describe for me how you saw Andrew Henderson in 1 or 2 words, or how you felt about him? Great. Go ahead and give me the first word describing how you felt about Andrew Henderson, either in 1 or 2 words. L O L O. Okay, so you're going to V. Did you love him? Was he your grandfather figure? Did he die when you were 19? Is he buried in Indiana? Did Andrew Henderson get buried in Indiana? Okay. I hear farm. Did he get buried on did he get buried on somebody's farm? Did he get buried on James P. Brown's farm? Is he buried at Mount Zion Cemetery? Is Andrew Henderson buried? Okay, no. So he was buried on a farm. He was buried on James Porter Brown's farm. And you were 19 years old when this took place. And he was a kind man to you. Did you mourn his loss? Did he still have his Indian wife with him at that time? So the Indian wife was there. Did she stay in Indiana? I'm getting no. She returned to her people? Yes. Okay, so she returned to her people. Did she and Andrew Henderson have any biological children together? No. And did she feel like a grandmother figure to you? So she did. Thank you. Is there a marker on his grave today? Dad, can you tell me, does his grave still exist? I heard got plowed under. Did his grave get plowed under, or is there a neighborhood sitting where his grave was? Yes. Did anybody ever find his remains when they were digging for a foundation or a basement? Did anybody ever see his remains or find his remains? No, nobody noticed. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. How do you go digging and not notice there's a casket and bones in it? There wasn't much left. Is that what Dad said? There wasn't much left to discover anyway. Okay. He decomposed pretty quickly. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so tell me, Henderson, is this why you have a son by the name of Andrew Porter Brown? Is he named after Andrew Henderson and your mother, Ann Porter? So that's why he is Andrew Porter Brown. He's named after Andrew Henderson and after Ann Porter. Is Ann Porter your grandmother's name? Yes, I'm getting yes. And did Andrew Henderson talk fondly of your grandmother? So okay, I hear he brought his family to life. Was Andrew Henderson, was he friends of your father before your father was killed? Your grandfather was killed. Yes. So you heard stories of the massacre at Nickajack, and you gave those stories to your own children. Huh. I hadn't made that connection yet. I mean, about not about the stories. I kind of figured because I heard the stories. The the thing about Andrew Porter Brown just kind of got linked in that he was a grandfather. He was the go-to. This man. Hold on, did you have a lot of contact with Andrew Henderson? No, but, or yes. Okay, so it's right down the middle. Would you see him at least once a year for a while? Okay. Um, I feel like as a young kid, you were pleading to go with him. I feel like you're a kid about between 10 and 12. Did you go with him for a little while? You did. You spent a little time with him, um, trapping pelts, and it was just for a little while. Was it like longer than a month? Longer than 5 months? No. Was it longer than 2 months? So you went out with him for a couple of months, is what I feel like it's just only about a couple of months he was out with him. And they really, 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 really bonded. He was more of a kindly father figure to him and could not understand why his dad was so violent. And I don't feel that Andrew thought his dad was as violent as what Henderson was telling him. I almost get a child's imagination gets carried away, exaggerates things. Yeah, he's a little, grumpy drunk, put him to bed, give him a chicken leg. If I hear that, Dad says, give him a chicken leg, like they did little Donnie's Inn. All right, so Andrew Henderson never saw James P. as an ugly, violent drunk. Is this correct information? Yes. Did you try to tell him? Yes. You tried to tell him so you could have him save your mother? Yes. Did he hear you? Did you feel he heard you? No, he thought he did think you were exaggerating. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. He is buried in Indiana and now God knows where. In a landfill? Somebody's backyard? Some decorative mound somewhere? Underneath a footer? I feel a slab is over me. So maybe that's why they didn't find him. I mean, when they're moving dirt around and stuff, maybe they just didn't see it. They just didn't see it. He's in a neighborhood. His remains are in a neighborhood. Dad, one day we'll have to go find him and you'll have to help us. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and close this out right now. It's getting late. It's about 9 o'clock. I am getting really, really tired. Good information though.